Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Rosie and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Rosie's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivation that we give Rosie when we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a gentle tug and release on the training collar. That is the second piece of equipment that we're using, and you are going to need this training equipment to control Rosie in the city. She's very fear motivated, and we feel as though the more confidence building and the more in control you are, the less in control she's going to feel like she needs to be. Now she's sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking and a really important skill for in the city, and the command is Rosie, heel.
Rosie, heel.
Now at this point, Rosie has a job to do, and that is to walk nicely next to your left leg. Not forging ahead, not lunging out, but staying right with you and looking at you for direction. If you speed up, she speeds up. If you turn, she should turn. And when you stop, she should sit without being told to wait for her next command. She's extremely food motivated as well, which should help you when you're working with her if you need it. Nice automatic sit. The next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. And I think the key with her is practice, practice, practice. You're going to start out at about 30 seconds, and you're going to slowly work up to a 3-minute sit stay, and you can practice right in your apartment. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk counterclockwise all the way around her, and this is a sign of trust when a dog will allow you to get behind them, and then he praises her up for a good job. And they take off heeling again. And this is the kind of behavior that you need when you're trying to live with this size dog in a city environment. You have to have control of her. Nice automatic sit. Rich leaves her again in a sit stay. He walks all the way out to the end of his training leash this time. He lets her hold that sit stay, and she's looking at him like, what are we going to do next? And this time Rich is going to call her. This is the come on command. Rosie come, and she comes right in and she sits facing his knees. And then she goes back to heel and back sitting. Very well done. And you can see that she's looking at him for direction, and that's what she needs. She needs you to take that leadership role and give her that direction. Otherwise, she's a self-thinker and she's going to get herself in trouble. So Rich will leave her again in the sit stay to demonstrate the come on command again. And some of these commands you can practice right inside. Your sit stays and your down stays are very important. You need to be able to have people over. Rich is going to use her name and call her in. Praises her on the way in, tells her she's a good girl. Always he praises her up underneath to get that body up so she's not skulking around. And she's gaining confidence, which sounds like a contradiction, but if she had more confidence, she wouldn't be as fear-motivated aggressive as she can be. Now the next commands that we're going to demonstrate for you are your down commands. The first one is a down from a heel position. So with her seated at your left, you're going to take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay, when you're practicing at home, you're going to work all the way up to 5 minutes. So I would say 1 to 1.5 minutes to start, working all the way up to 5. And she's a mature dog, so she can do that. When Rich returns back to her, he returns exactly as he did on the sit-stay, walking all the way around her, ending up back at her shoulders where he stops. And at this point, she expects to get another command. And he heals her right out of that. When you're expecting company in the beginning, I would have her on her training equipment when they come. Very nice. Now you're showing off, Rosie. Now this time we're going to demonstrate the down again from a heel position.
Rosie, come.
Rich calls her out of that. She comes right in and sits. And then she returns to heel position. And now she's actually leaning on Rich. And he gives her a little reward for doing such a good job. So we don't give her a treat every time. That was the first treat he's given her during the course of the video. But it keeps her motivated and focused. And the last command that we're going to demonstrate for you today is your down from a distance. So with her seated, and if she doesn't sit, he gives that little gentle correction we talked about. He leaves her in a sit-stay. He turns to face her. I think we're boring her. He's going to use his right hand to give the command. And you can just see by her body language that she's kind of in it for the long haul, but in the cold weather, you're going to be practicing this sit-stays and down-stays in the house. You're not going to be practicing down-stays on the streets of New York. So we're very, very proud of the progress that Rosie has made since she's been here with us. You get a lesson with Rich tomorrow, and he will go over everything that she has learned, and you'll get a chance to work with her yourself. We've enjoyed having her. She's done a great job, and we want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.